Hoo, 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 hoo. There we go. Everything all set up. All the good stuff. Right, well, let some people funnel in before we get this show on the road. But good evening and welcome in. Those are here to the DSL Sprint League Round 2 around the streets of Baku, I should say. Very tight and windy circuit. Not going to be fun for the drivers with walls being close left, right, and centre. But it should be a fun one. Should be a good one once the lads get into the lobby. They are currently in a practice session in a different lobby at the moment. Getting some laps in, getting used to the circuit, used to the cars, all that fun stuff. And then they will be joining me very, very shortly. 7:30 is the time where they will. There we go. First one of the night. English is hard. Words are even harder. They'll be in about 7:30, is what the drivers will be for the sprint and main race tonight. Short qualifying, 9 laps for the first stint and 26 laps for the second race. So, should be good, should be fun. A evening of racing up and down the grid as always. So I'm excited. Hope you all are as well. Let me turn my phone down real quick as I can hear myself in the background. Good evening, Bossman Senna. Evening, Silver Hedgehog. Hello, Monsieur Blue Fox. I've just been speaking to you. Isn't that funny? Hope you're all well, lads. How you doing, Senna? Silver Hedgehog. I know you're okay, Blue Fox, so not much point in reiterating that conversation, but how are we all feeling? Thoughts and nerves for tonight. It's a challenging little circuit. Is Azerbaijan so easy? Just a wall, dead, job's a good one. Lap gone, race ruined. Death in every angle and every corner, it seems, around the Baku circuit. Mate, I'm happy you're well, Silver Hedgehog. Mate, I'm good. I am all good. A little bit nervous as usual, but I'm doing all right. Not too bad. Oh, mate, I hope you are feeling better ASAP. Ryan, sir, mate, always good to have you on circuit in here racing with us, bud, but more importantly is to make sure you are okay. So hope you feel better soon, buddy. Get all recovered, rest up, and watch a night of racing. I mean, don't get much better than that, does it really? Watching a night of racing. And this time I am prepared. I've got some beverages so I can have a drink during the race and my throat doesn't get dry. Because last week, because you was all racing up and down the grid, man couldn't catch 30 seconds of air last week, but it was phenomenal. Last week was a great start to the season. Round 1 couldn't have been any better if I asked. So, huge GG's for last week. Let me open my curtains a little bit. Let's let in a little bit of sunlight, eh? Let's not live like a vampire. There we go. Bosh. A little bit of vitamin C. Lovely. Not vitamin D. Whatever it is that the sun gives you. Oh, that's about 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute, I should say. Until the lads get in. I'm going to ping out some game invites for the moment for those that are wanting. Game invite there. It's 3 invites sent out. Who else have I got on my friends list? We've got a few, it seems. Really, I should add all the drivers, but you know. That would be too easy, and easy is not fun. I can't forget Mr. Cheese, Mr. Derrily Dunkable himself, the man, the myth, the cheddar. There we go. Game invite sent for the drivers that I have on my friends list. Naturally so, the drivers will join off each other. There's a couple that I can't invite with them not being on my friends list or being through the EA side of things if they're on PS, which I can't do from this lobby, unfortunately. It looks a glorious day outside today. Look at that. Can you? Of course you can, Lager. Of course you can. I'm pretty sure I've got you somewhere. Who, I bet you're appearing offline, you little minx. Where is the... Huh. No, you cannot, Mr. TJ24, and a load of numbers. There, my guy. It is a private league for tonight, sir. So all the drivers have been allocated a car, and the drivers have been picked for the evening's proceedings. Nice to see you in here, though, matey. Hope the day's been alright. I can't see you, Lager, for some ungodly known reason, but my friends list has been buggy as chuff today. There you go, you're in. Lovely. James Mason appearing offline as usual. Honestly, I'm going to tell his dad. I'm going to tell his dad, say, hey, get him told to start appearing online to make my life a little bit bloody easier. Kingy as well, get him an invite. Also, he's appearing offline. Unbelievable. One job, lads. One job. Appear online, not that difficult. Have I got a prediction for tonight? No. I do not. Purely because Baku is one of the most unpredictable circuits I think the drivers can drive at. Because it's so easy just to air during qualifying for the lap to get ruined, and during the race it's going in deep once into one of the corners and the walls are so close. That's pretty much it. So I think there's a small handful of drivers tonight from P1 all the way down to P10 that could easily be close enough to capitalise on something going wrong further up the grid. Which I love that. I love the fact the grid is close enough to the point where guys can capitalise on the guy in front making a mistake. Because that is what you want. There's nothing fun about watching a race where the guy's 30 seconds in front and it's dreary and boring. We've got a nice plethora of drivers here which are all neatly packed and in the way. Can somebody invite Absy for me, please? Chaps, the man, he's here and already in. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Evening, James. Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well as well, Absy. Always good to see you in chat and in the lobby, matey. Safety car central, absolutely. Doesn't take much around Baku to get out a safety car. A little bit of shrapnel, a little bit of debris. Shrapnel. Did think I'm sat on different lines of D-Day, but a little bit of carbon fibre on circuit. Bosh. VSC, job's a good one. Or a full course safety car. We shall see. As all the lads are coming in, funneling in nicely. Lovely. Nice, nice, nice. So how's everyone's day been? More importantly, enough about the racing and enough about my face. How's the day been? Has those that have been working, hope the day's been alright at work. For those that have been chilling, hope the day's been well as well. For those at school, unfortunate, but hope the day was good at school for the that do go to school. There you go, filling up nicely is the lobby. Things you do love to see. I think we've got a full grid tonight. I could be wrong there, but as far as I'm aware, there was no more reserve seats available for tonight. So I think we've got a full grid. That'll make qualifying very spicy, given the nature of the circuit. All the guys going to have to keep a sharp eye tonight for the cars behind and the cars in front, with it being such a tight circuit, not many rooms to get out the way, although you are blessed with 3 very long straights to get the car out the way. So, and through sector 2, coming up towards the castle, you've got a little bit of room there to get your car out the way as well. So make sure we are vigilant tonight, drivers. It's a funny old circuit and it's very easy to get something wrong and a car go into the back of one another. First voice break of the night and I'm not even 10 minutes in. Nice! That's what I want tonight, is voice break central, so... Oh, it's going to be a long one. I can see it happening. It's going to be a long one. So we got the majority of the grid is in already. No, it's not. We are missing a couple for the moment. waiting on Cinderfella getting in, one of the best gamer tags in the league, and Mr. Clean Fridge, again, one of the best gamer tags in the league. We've got a friend request on EA. I'll have to accept that afterwards. I'm not pressing buttons whilst I'm here because I'll change something that I shouldn't change, and then it'll be fucked. So I will accept your friend request after the lobby has finished. All that good stuff. Save me fat fingering a button. Right, what's that? Exotic to DNF. Ooh. Okay, that's a bold call. Yes, if someone can invite Cinefella, please, from the lobby side of things. I don't know if you've got him on EA or Xbox or whatever, but if one of you can do me a solid, get the drivers in to the best we can. Because the sooner you're all in, the sooner we can get this show on the road. Because it is currently 25 to 9. And we were meant to go at 7:30, so hop to! Get those drivers in, get those that need invites invited, and we can get this show rolling. There we go, Belter. Who else are we missing? I feel like a couple of drivers still haven't got in yet. I am not too sure. We shall see. There we go. Well, if you're here to Senna, let me know, obviously, in the chat once we're all up to capacity with the drivers, because I haven't checked on who's missing tonight. I know Snacks is missing tonight, and Ryan's missing tonight, but Risky Andy's in. He's currently below Storm Twister in the house. Mate, thank you very much, sir. I have seen it, absolutely. I will accept you and Cinderfella after the race, just so I don't fat finger buttons in here and fuck up everything. So, I will accept it after the race. But for now, yeah, we've got Andy in, we've got One Kidney Jim, all the good stuff. We've got Redding. Everyone loves Redding. Someone called Senna, don't know who he is. He's just some random new guy. He's okay in small doses. Mr. Cheese. Everyone loves Mr. Cheese. Well, Ryan, mate, that'd be well, I don't know if you was down as a full-time driver, buddy, or a reserve driver. So there you go, mate. Ryan, if you want to get in, matey, now is your chance. Jump in the house, he says. Not get in the house, not slowly climb into that house. Jump in the house, right? Do you know, Hedgehog, I've heard rumours, mate, that he's someone slow. Honestly, I've heard rumours. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I mention it, I've heard rumours. Mr. DSL Senna is a little bit on the slower side of things, liable to crash here and there. We'll keep an eye on him throughout the entire evening proceedings. Wristband. Oh, wristband flexing that power. Ooh. There we go. Bossman has spoken. Race ban for the Hedgehog. Well, there we go. That's not what you like to see. Right, so what time are we getting up and running, Senna? Ooh, well. Note to self. DSL Senna is a tasty little fucker. Okie dokie. Oh, well, that is me and you told, Hedgehog. That is me and you firmly told, sir. Naughty, naughty. Yeah, so what time are we scheduled here to get up and running? Because I thought 7:30 was the time to get up and going. And I don't know who we're waiting on, I don't know who's coming in, all that good stuff. Has Ryan made it in? Are you in, Ryan? No, not yet. You said 10 seconds, my guy. You've lied to me. You said 10 seconds to get in this lobby, and it's been at least 35, and you are nowhere to be seen. Hurry up. Get some more coal shoveled into that console. I think we are waiting for. Is it just one? Oh, Gordon Bennett. Oh, he's been in and out with. Oh, I see. Well, Ryan Wharton's just been blue balled for the race tonight, it seems. Things you'll like to see is drivers being teased. As far as I'm aware, well, there's still one seat in the Haas, so whoever it is who's driving the Haas, can he politely hurry the fuck up? And that would be top tier, is if the second Haas driver would very much hurry up. Curtly, oh, okay. Hey, hey, hey. Well, have we got any date on how long we wait? Not that impatient or anything, but obviously we've got to have a cut-off point at some point before we just wait for drivers for half an hour extra, so to speak. So, I'm watching. I'm looking in that Haas seat there, and I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing no Kirtley in that Haas seat. If he could join a lobby as fast as he could drive, he'd be here in first place, but he's not. Good evening, Mr. Exotic Buddy. Hope you're well, mate. All that good stuff. Hey, there we go. Nice. Good stuff. There we go. Lobby full. Drivers readying up, and we are going to get this show on the way. Eventually. Nice, nice. Noise. How are we all feeling tonight, chaps, around the Azerbaijan circuit? I mean, it is a favourite for a lot of you. Personally, as well, I love driving it as much as it's a challenge, and I crashed there pretty much. I don't think I finished a race actually around Baku. I think I've crashed out there every single time. Nervous as shit, says AJ, the explains guy. Ooh. Got old mate. If I knew Ryan, I wouldn't have said. Yeah, I got all hyped up to race and then zinger. Well, if you said you was right, oh, that sucks. But what can you do, eh? What can you do? Awful track from Mr. Exotic. What's wrong with it? Oh, I don't know. Baku's fun, man. I think Baku's one of the most daunting circuits on the grid, just because there's that sense of I can't mess up here really on any kind of corner. Don't get me wrong, there's certain parts of the circuit where there's some runoff, and if you get a little bit hot on the brakes, you can get out of there. But there's still not many places in and around that circuit where you can get out of it safely and not either hit a wall, nick off some front wing, or as we've seen plenty of times on this game, a wheel will just fall off. You'll nick a wall and boom, wheel falls off, and then that is your session pretty much done and over. So we will absolutely keep an eye on you all tonight, see who is getting close to those walls, close to those barriers, see who's pushing that car to its fullest, see who's got the biggest cojones throughout this entire qualifying session. It should have been, boys. If it hasn't, that is purely the game saying that it isn't saying it, because I can promise you, with my heart and soul, chaps, the lobby got set up with plenty of time for me to get the settings right, so why that hasn't changed it to fixed pre-setup, I do not know. But as AJ said, preset 4 is the way tonight. I don't know why it's changed that setting, because I sat in a party with AJ and co running through all the settings, so I don't know why it has done that. But yes, preset 4, boys, is the fixed preset for tonight. I will notice as well, because we've been doing some laps this afternoon, and I know the top speed of preset 4 into turn 1, so don't be an ass. You know, gentleman's agreement. I have no idea why he's done that, chaps, so apologies in advance for the game being fucking broken. One job, honestly. One job. is just keep the settings that I've maintained and just set up for the last half an hour. That's all I had to do. All I had to do. Unbelievable. It's a 5. Well, yeah, that'll be a massive difference. Is what that'll be if you're on a 5-0 setup round Baku. That'll be night and day. So yes, boys, I trust you all. Senna trusts you all. The team trusts you all. Don't be that guy. Preset 4 for tonight, please. And next time, I will quadruple check the settings. Is what I will do to make sure the bloody lobby doesn't do what it's done tonight. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. God, there are some cars out on circuit already. Let's get all these gizmos up here. Let's get a full track map. And we'll see how everyone is going to fare. So we've got Kingy out on circuit in the Ferrari. Always good to see him on circuit. Turbo in the McLaren. In the ugly-ish McLaren, I suppose. It's not really pretty. Yeah. The orange and blue do not for me. Oh. Brie. Course he is. Aye. Well, unfortunately, there is nothing much I can do about that. There's not. So, that's going to have to be down to Senna and co. to make a decision on that front. Unfortunately, so I set up the lobby the entire way, and the settings was all right as rain from what I saw, but apparently the game had other ideas to swap it back to presets. So up and down the grid we are going to go. I didn't see the first car out on circuit. I think it might have been One Kidney Jim. Not too sure. Oh, we've had someone leave the lobby already. Not too sure what's happened there. Ooh, keep out of the wall! Almost! Into the wall there, very much almost claiming the first victim of the night as one of the Baku walls. Mate, I've got you an invite, don't you worry. Once I see your face, where are they? Oh, I swear, if you're appearing offline exotic, I'm gonna... Absolutely... You're here. Thank you. Perfect. There we go. Right. Panic over. He's back in the lobby. So, One Kidney Jim, has he got one kidney? I hear you cry. I do not know. With a 144.218. Little banker there for One Kidney Jim. Now, I'm not too sure where... Oh, God, I thought it was spinning out there and going into the wall, but it's letting a car through on behind him. There we go. Who was that? That was a Red Bull. Oh, no, there's an Aston Martin right round, baby, right round in the middle of the road. Careful, boys, there through the yellow flagged sector. There's an Aston Martin parked on circuit. I know why you reset the track there, sir, because you had about 5 seconds before it disqualified you, so don't worry about that. Seen a fella coming through the castle section. It displays a guy with a 142.62 seconds clear almost of the guy in P2 at the moment. Said he's feeling nervous tonight, is AJ. I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine once he gets into the groove and into some rhythm around the tight, windy circuit tonight. Seen a fella in P9 at the minute on a flyer in the Alpha Turi. Very pretty car, I may add. I really like the Alpha Turi livery. It's not bad indeed. Flying through Sector 3 here down the straight. One of the longest. This straight never seems to end. We'll see how fast this Alpha Turi is going. Down into turn 1, dumping all the battery DRS wide open. One of 2 DRS zones around the circuit tonight. You've got a DRS coming into turn 1, and then a DRS activation point after turn 2 into 3. So 2 chances to get the overtaking move done. The most popular move is very much into turn 1 around the Baku streets. Getting the massive run into turn 1, the overspeed with the DRS wide open and the battery being dumped gives you masses of speed down into the first corner. Very much the easiest part to overtake around here tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that, see how many lads opt for the move into turn 1, or if they opt for it into turn 3. So we've got Lager here in the Aston Martin, going through the castle section. We'll talk about the castle section in a moment actually, because it was improved and altered over the last few years. So we will get on to the Azerbaijan circuit, I may add. That's a hard word to say with a speech impediment, I can promise you that, as he comes into one of the hardest corners on this circuit. It's so easy there to get the entry wrong, take too much of that curb, and it just throws you to the side and you get smacked into that wall. So easy to get it wrong there. Seen many crash happen throughout the leagues that I've raced in, myself included, have DNF there plenty of times. Down the airstrip into turn 1, it seems. It is very much like the Fast and Furious airstrip that they used in the movie. It's just never ending. Into P2 he goes though with a 141.281. That's a great little first lap of the session for Lager in the Aston Martin. Things you love to see. James Mason here on an invalidated run. We'll go further down the grid. I'll see who's on a lap, maybe. Delboy seems to be pushing very hard in the Rebel as he comes flying around underneath the sponsorship boardings. No, pitting is Delboy, never mind. Absolute tease, really. But to get on board there, Sterling going across the line in a moment with a 143.063. It's a tidy lap for the moment from Sterling, P10. For the minute. That's a healthy little spot to put yourself, because I think he's going to have more time there in the bag. So we'll keep an eye on Sterling, one of the grid favourites from my side of things, I will say. Cinefella, the greatest gamer tag in the lobby as well, sat P11, not that far adrift from Sterling either in P10, so we'll keep an eye on that gap. See how they get on throughout the evening's proceedings. Traffic centrals at the moment, it seems, into turn 3. Someone taking an officer, who was that who's gone off, parking their car into the runoff area of turn 2 and 3. I think that was Reading, getting out of the way there. Making sure not to compromise the car behind. Things you do love to see is drivers being aware. So we'll keep on board Absy. We will let the game do its job, give us some good camera angles throughout the lap whilst I take a short drink, and we will run you down this lap. Yes, there should be, matey. There will be a 5-minute break after qualifying, I think, before the race starts, and then a short break after the first race going into the second race as well. So, like every week, just drivers don't ready up straight away. Gives me a chance just to get my breath back, and you all a chance to go to the loo, all that good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, Absy into turn 3, looking as planted as ever. Into turn 4 he goes. You want to avoid that inside apex there, can really upset the car massively. So can these two, not so much into turn 5, but turn 6, that curb there is deadly. Oh, a little bit of a love tap there into the wall. I think he's compromised his lap a little bit there, going to lose out on a couple of tenths, I would imagine. Now, into the castle section of this circuit, which I think Baku is most famous for, is the castle section. More so here, it's iconic. It's one of the most complicated little parts of a race circuit I've ever driven on. Just by how tight it is. Now, it's not as tight as it used to be. That is for certain. It was readjusted not last year, the year before. So the entry was opened up a little bit. I think they pushed back the entry wall about, I think it was about 3 meters, I think they said. So the entry to the castle section now is a lot faster upon the entry, which is great. It looks phenomenal, but it's also a double-ended sword, really, because now you know you can carry more speed through there, you get a little bit braver, which then it has its own little dangers there of getting it wrong. Straight into the castle wall, Charles Leclerc, I am stupid, lap time very much gone skis. Absolutely there with a 142.377. Lovely stuff there from the Aston Martin. More time as well to be had with him kissing the wall. Would have lost that a little bit, I would imagine. Sterling up to P9. Look at that. See, he found more time on his lap. Things I do love to see. is Sterling finding more time on circuit, getting some confidence behind the wheel and pedals of his Mercedes-Benz. He is bound to that Mercedes-Benz. That is for certain. I mentioned it last week, so I won't mention it again, but I'm pretty sure that Mercedes is his now to have for the rest of his racing days on any F1 game. Because Sterling and that Mercedes goes hand in hand. It's like lager and crisps, you know what I mean? Perfect blend of good stuff and good stuff. Down the grid. Speaking of good stuff, Adam836, best name in the lobby by far. I can show you that in the Red Bull, the best car on the grid by far. I'm not biased, honest, not a Red Bull fan at all. Coming through the fastest part of the circuit, whizzing through there at a rate of knots. Goodness, 180 miles an hour through there, through the right-hander. Be as brave as you dare, don't lift. Keep it absolutely pinned throughout that entirety and keep it absolutely mowed into 204 miles an hour across the line there in the Red Bull with a 144.920. Good stuff there from Adam. Things you love to see. Ooh, things I do love to see is a little bit of Mr. Dairy Dunkables on circuit, a little bit of cheese out on circuit. That is one thing that I do love to see. You are not backing that out of your lap. Don't you dare tease me. Oh, you're on an out lap. I'll let you off. I will let you off. Had the kids distracting me on my lap. Oh no. Things you don't need is the beautiful little spawn having a laugh and a joke while you are trying to get your car around the tight, windy circuit of Baku. Speaking of, we'll keep on board VXR here as he sets his first lap of the session. Well, I say as he does, he's about to. Once he hits turn 1 here, very nicely on the brakes. Very nice through turn 1 into turn 2 he goes. Again, nice on the brakes, hooking up very nicely, holding second gear. Up the gears, he's going to go into turn 3, the first DRS detection point of the lap. Carry a masses of overspeed here into turn 3. Really easy to lock up the fronts if you are running no ABS. To be honest with you, this entire lap is very easy to lock up a front wheel if you are running no ABS. A lot of the braking zones are relatively heavy, apart from like through turn 4-5 where the car can kind of roll in and it's not too bad, but here now into the castle section you want to be as heavy on the brakes as you dare and as gentle lifting off those brakes. Into the castle section he goes, tight and windy through there. That always scares me through there, it really does. It is so tight and the margin for error is so small and minute through there. Not so much on the entry, it's always the right hand side of the castle section that gets you. I don't think I've seen many cars crash on the left hand side of the castle. It's always the right hand side. You're always going too hot, get a big wash of understeer and the car doesn't slow down enough. Bang, into the wall you go. Not what you want to happen. We'll keep an eye on the lads tonight. See if the castle takes some victims throughout the evening's proceedings. The VXR looking tidy as ever. Some time to be had within his lap. Had a little bit of contact with the wall into turn 11, I believe, or turn 13. One of the two. Across the line regardless in P12 with a 143.028. Nice. Good stuff there from VXR. Dip banding into turn 1. So far, what we got here? We've got a Senna getting all our shapes, I think, there. I'm not too sure if he's just letting the car by. Never mind. Things you'd love to see. We've got Lager on an out lap. We've got Fresh Agent in the pit box for the moment. Storm Twister, P1, with a 140.758. You sneaky little minx. Putting that lap time in without me noticing. Things I love to see. I think we've got Exotic Planes in P20 at the moment on a lap. Unfortunately, got DC'd a couple of times coming into the lobby, so I'm not going to have much time to get a good run in here. But the lad's got talent, the lad's got racing talent, and got a lot of go-go juice. That is for certain, so no doubt he'll put in a decent lap time regardless. I'd imagine he's got plenty of time in as far as practice goes throughout the evening. That is for certain. Hooks that up very nicely through there. Foot firmly pinned to the floor. DRS wide open now. Now the car is going to be maxing out as much as it can do. 210 mile an hour almost across the line. P1, one run. Jobs are good and 140.380. Great lap there from Exotic Plains, given the circumstance. As I said, got DC'd twice, didn't get much time to get out there and put in a banker, but that is a banker he's going to be happy with, I can assure you that. Great stuff there from Mr. Plains. Lager now in P4, looking to improve on his current lap time, looking as tidy as ever. Some cars now on circuit, some traffic forming up and down the grid, so we'll keep an eye on this, make sure lads aren't compromising the cars behind. All nice and neat and tidy through there. Lovely stuff. Lovely indeed. Absy absolutely flying almost through sector 2. Is that car behind on a lap? No, it is not. Great stuff there. So let's see who is on a lap. He's on a lap. Is one Kinjo on a lap? No, I think he's about to start a lap. I believe currently sat P18 in the McLaren. One thing that I've not done actually, because this 18 minutes has flown by in a jiffy, is I've not done the standings for the drivers nor the constructors. That is entirely on me, my bad. So I'll get through that within the lap, the last 15 seconds of the qualifying session. So driver standings first and foremost. We've got Exotic Plains in P1 on 30 points, Snacks P2 on 28 points, Young Master James Mason in P3 on 20, the Kirtley in P4 on 20 points, Absy in P5 on 20, Sterling in P6 on 12 points, DSL Senna, the man, the myth, the boss man in P7 with 11 points, Ryan Wharton P8 with 9 points, Storm Twister with 9 points in P9, and Delboy in P10 with 8 points. So the driver standing is looking nice and tight thus far, given obviously it's round 2 tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that as the season goes along, see where people can get themselves up and down the grid. And the constructors as well. So we've got the Haas boys in P1 on 47 points, see Williams in P2 with 30 points, the Aston Martin crew in P3 on 21, the AlphaTauri ladies and gents in P4 on 20 points. P5 goes to the Mercedes boys on 12 points. Ferrari in P6 on 9 points. Alfa Romeo, the sister team, with 9 points as well. The Alpine as well on 9. Red Bull in P9 on 8 points, and the McLaren in P10 on 0 points. So that is my updates from those side of things for tonight. Done and dusted with 5/10 in my lap from Exotic Plains. Step out the last corner, lost me a couple. Ooh, mate. Too much curb. So the curbs around Baku on this game seem absolutely brutal. They are not a fun time, that is for certain. They upset the car so much throughout the it's like more sector 2 more than anything, where the curbs are just absolutely horrendous. Through here it's not too bad, but that inside curb there, you want to just avoid that like the plague. Upsets your car massively through there. So there we go then. That is the 18 minutes short qualifying done. That has flown by faster than ever, to be honest with you. That went by ridiculously fast. So P1, P2, P3 goes to Exotic Plains in the P1 with a 140.380. Great lap there. Fresh Agent, though, very much up the rear of him there with a 140.468. Nothing much separating those guys in P1 and 2. Storm Twister P3 with a 140.758. Great stuff there from the guys up and down the grid. Not much separating everyone from P1 and further on down. Things you love to see is the pack being nice and tightly bound. Look at that. Guys there, 141s between 4 drivers, further down the grid, 142s and 143s. Very much all the range there as well. Lovely stuff. I'm sure the race will be as tight as ever, given how the first race went. Although, I don't think my lungs can take another race like we had last week. It was mental. That is for certain. And remember, boys, No formation lap. Okay? We've turned it off. It's buggy. No formation lap. So 5 minute break, ready up, off the line, jobs are good. Before you all get caught out and the race starts without you realising. Speaking of, whilst we have the brief 5 minute break before drivers ready up, I'm going to go to the toilet real quick and I will be back in a moment. Oh, there we go, lovely. Radio. Things that you love to see. Right. Everything all set up. I'm excited. Can't wait for this. So it's 9 laps, I believe it is, for the first race, and 26, I think, for the second race, I believe. Wheels just shut off. Well, that's not what you need. That is the last thing you need, is the wheel turning off. Mate, no worries, Curtly, buddy. All good, matey. You are here now, bud, so you are absolutely fine. Just next time, behave on time, knob. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All good, mate. All Gucci Gucci. So hopefully Senna can get his wheel turned back on. Because that is not ideal going into turn 1 without your steering wheel. I can assure you that. Although, chaps, I was doing some laps earlier on a controller and I have no idea how you all do it. Not a clue. How you all race. Well, some of you, I should say, not all of you. I know there's a few rig users in here tonight, but I could not get my car steered to save my life on controller earlier. Terrible. Absolutely, I was everywhere. I don't think I've ever hit that many walls in my life. So, we're good to go. Perfect. Bellissimo. Right, boys, let's get this show on the road. Well, Azerbaijan Baku, always exciting, always fun, as we've got 4 lights and 5 lights, and away we go. As forever, delayed response from the spectators' side of things. Hey, there we go, cars moving, woohoo! Into turn 1. These guys are going to be cannoning at the minute. Guys looking to get a safe getaway into turn 1 and 2. Not kill yourself off straight away. Oh, cars going right round at the back though. AlphaTauri almost going into the pit entry, oh, the pit exit, sorry, very much the wrong way there. For, I think it was Risky Andy, I believe, further down the grid, get a little bit of contact made there and going right round, maybe right round. Cinefella with a drive-through penalty as well. Severe collision with AJ, the SP laser guy. Not what you want to see from the cars further down the grid. Easy to do though, I must confess, easy to do. Turn 1, 2 and 3, lap 1 is not fun around here. It's hard, it's difficult and it's tight and windy, but the front runners get away nice and cleanly, it seems. Exotic Planes holding his position in P1. Chris Agent P2, Song Twister in P3 still. Things you do love to see is the pack getting away nice and cleanly. DSL Senna in P4 still through the castle section. These go. Look at that camera angle there that we're being treated to from the game. Servers know camera angles very much all the range. That's where their budget went into on this game. Camera angles and nothing more, nothing less. So down the grid we are going to go. Risky Andy in PC. We've got a yellow flag, sector 2. Is that someone hitting a wall? I don't want to miss a crash, because crashes are great. We've got James Mason, I believe, missing. No, it's Cinderella, is it? Missing a front wing? I think it is. Yes, it is. An AlphaTauri. Both AlphaTauris not having a good lap one here. It seems one missing a front wing and one missing out massively in the opening proceedings of this race. So tyres, Gizmo, is not really important because it's you don't stop on the first race of the evening. It's a sprint race from start to finish. All that racing up and down the grid. Things you love to see. Is nothing but racing up and down the grid, and that is what we are going to get tonight. I can assure you that. Del Boy almost pushing Sterling there through turn 1, I believe, into turn 2. There you go. No DRS as of yet, so it's down to the man, the machine, and the DRS, not the DRS, sorry, the ERS deployment that they can use throughout this session. Cinderella retiring from the session, I believe. Is that a pit lane retirement or is that an on-circuit retirement? That is a on-circuit retirement, I believe. We'll have to talk about that after the race, sir. If you read the rules, no, and no. Not good for the car behind if we retire on circuit, but nevertheless, I digress. The pack here in the middle, very much tightly bound here, between like half a second between the guy from P4 who's been hounded almost by a lag behind. Risky Andy as well, very much in the position to get up and pass the cars in front that are all squabbling in between one another. Kurt Mishra in the Haas P8 looking rampant and racing. Dick Van Deen, one of my favourite guys on circuit to race with, I must absolutely confess. I love that guy on circuit. Very good and respectful. Cannot deny that. Sodding pit wall. Oh no! So it's funny you mentioned that. I was pondering earlier whether a car would cannon into the pit entry. So easy to do. You want to just be smart into it, is what you want to do. You want to just be smart. Just, go in slowly. Speaking of not going slowly though, DSL Senna dumping all the battery here to fight off Lager, it seems, into turn 1. Not getting the move done though, it seems. In fact, no, Lager's making the move done into turn 1. On the outside, maybe running out of room. A little bit of contact made with the wall. A little bit of contact made there, front right of the car. Damage picked up? No, he's got lucky there. Got away with no damage, it seems. Oh, we've got a yellow flag, safety car question mark. Throughout the, yes we have, that is a yellow flag in all sectors. That is a McLaren gone off somewhere. Let me bring up all the gizmos and the good stuff. Is that a one kidney Jim, I believe? We picked up some damage. Let me see his car again. Let me see his, I want to see his car. Well, he's boxing, so he must have some damage of some form. No, it was a VSC. I'm absolutely lying to you all. It's a VSC, I believe. That's a very short VSC as well, I must say. That has come out and gone back in faster than you can blink. One kidney Jim now losing out massively, picking up some damage throughout the lap. Easy to do. I can say that with absolute confidence. It is very easy to do around here. Is to nick a front wing, lose an end plate, and then that is it really. You want to box, get a new wing on, and just enjoy the rest of the drive rather than being hounded by understeer. Speaking of being hounded though, Mr. Darely Dunkable, Mr. VXR on the back of Turbo in the P13 and P14. We'll keep an eye on this for the moment. The closest cars on circuit. No, it's not. Again, I'm lying to you. I'm talking out of my ass, it seems, because that is not the closest car on circuit. Albzy very much wanted to pick up from last week's proceedings and get past some cars, it seems. Get those overtakes made. Sat in P7 at the moment in DRS range as well of Risky Andy, but Risky Andy in the DRS range of DSL Sonic in front as well. Is that going to help him to defend into turn 1? We'll give him on board here for the moment. DRS wide open. There is a wing wide open, over speed. Very much maximised. That car is not going to go any quicker than what he's pushing it, I can assure you that. But Risky Andy lives to fight another day. That DRS from Senna is massively helping Andy here keep Absy at bay. Very much thankful for the DRS, I can imagine. Down the grid we go. We've got a yellow flag briefly there down the grid. We've got Turbo who's got, oh, that's a Sterling in the wall, being as patient as ever, letting cars come by. GG's to you, sir, there for keeping your eyes and wits about you, letting cars come through. Reading sat P17, King of P18, getting his car around nicely. So we'll get up the grid, see who's squabbling, who's fighting, who's having a disagreement on circuit. DSL Senna very much wanting to press forward now behind the Aston Martin of Lager into the castle section. Very much not overtaking place through the castle. That is, I don't think I've ever seen an overtake actually into that part of the circuit. If there's been one, someone please let me know in the chat if there's ever been an overtake made into that castle section of this circuit, because that would be a move to watch if someone has the balls to make a move throughout that part of the circuit. But right now, at the moment, we've got Risky Andy, DSL Senna and Lager all having a decent little squabble here. Kurt Mistro not far behind either in P7, only 7/10 behind, and the DRS assistance as well. So we'll keep an eye on his delta behind these two guys. But now this is where Senna needs to dump that battery here, get by into turn 1, and get this move done. And not close enough yet, though, it seems. Is he? Oh, having a look, having a nosy with DSL and there, just letting Lago know, just letting him know I'm still here and I'm pondering getting this move done sooner rather than later. Lago, oh, getting a little bit deep there into turn 2, keeping the car out the wall. He did, but now Senna getting the massive juicy run here on the outside. I need to get that word out of my vocabulary, I really do. Down the outside, or down the inside, sorry, into turn 3 he goes, getting that move done with the DRS assistance. Lager there missing out a little bit, going in too deep into turn 2, compromising his exit and losing out to Senna in P4. But he's carrying a penalty. It seems he's got a 5-second penalty. Not too sure what that was for from Senna. We'll keep an eye on that. See how that stings him at the end of this race. I would imagine it's going to hurt quite a bit in P4 at the moment. So down the grid we will go. Oh, now this is what we want to watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's father and son yet again on circuit having a little bit of a ding-dong. We saw it in Season 1 of the previous league. We got a little brief teaser of it in round 1 of the Sprint League. And so now we're going to get round 3 of the father and son duo racing it out, duking it out on circuit. James Mason and Turbo, as I just mentioned. Turbo being the father of young master James Mason here. So this is going to be a fun little battle to watch on circuit. Can the young man get past the old man quickly and efficiently throughout this lap? I would imagine now tucking in nicely, getting that DRS assistance into turn 1, almost pushing the dad here into the DRS zone, almost in the gearbox of his father there, of the McLaren. Great run there though from James Mason. Going to get the move done long before the DRS line, it seems. Oh, Turbo! Into the wall there, not to show what's happened there with Turbo, as he's just absolutely clattered into that made me jump. Fucking hell, the crunch of that McLaren into the wall absolutely startled me out my pants. Jesus Christ, I'm not too sure what happened. Oh Jesus, that made me jump. Just absolute clunk into the wall there. Well, he just got a little bit too tight on the on the apex, sorry, on the right hand side, letting James make the move around the outside and just nicked the wall a little bit with the front wing. God, I don't know how loud that was on stream, but in my headset, that was the loudest crunch of a car I've ever heard in my life. I can feel my heartbeat in my ears. Jesus, that was loud. That McLaren's made out of some stern stuff anyway. Goodness. But back up the grid we are going to go once I compose my little self. Man, that was loud. Storm Twister on the back of Fresh Agent here in P2. So these are the closest guys on circuit for the moment, I believe. Yes, they are. So we'll get all the gizmos off for the moment, get you a full screen and a full view of the drivers in question. He's going to get a big run here on the Ferrari in front. DRS is going to be very much wide open in a moment. Battery being dumped, absolutely. Again, it's such a long run into turn 1, waving around in front there, not too much, rightly so. Trying to break that toe a little bit. Has it helped him out? Yes. Oh, dive bomb of dreams from Saunders there, from 10 mile back. A little bit of contact made there, a little bit of ambition, and that was a little bit ambitious, I must say, I think I'd be conceding that place back to the Ferrari behind me. That is for certain. But never mind that. He's got the DRS now wide open. Has fresh gets that place back in a jiffy, it seems. Lovely stuff there from the Ferrari, getting the DRS into turn 3, making that move stick and getting back out in front. Now again, do you opt for the move into turn 1 and back yourself getting away through turn 2 and 3 into 4, or do you stick behind into turn 1 and get the second run into turn 3? It's all a matter of which one is going to, do you back yourself getting the gap, or do you wait and be patient and back yourself getting into the move into turn 3? As we saw there, the move was made by Storm Twister into turn 1, but then very much missing out on the second part of the DRS, well, the first DRS zone, I should say, on the lap, and getting overtaken by the Ferrari of Fresh Agent. Great stuff there from both drivers. I can assure you that down the grid we are going to go. Risky Andy now on the back of Lager, almost coming into one of the most horrendous parts of this circuit. Ooh, almost kissing the wall there was Risky Andy, very much living up to the name of Risky, it seems, almost grazing that wall with the front wing. That one thing you don't want to do around here is nibble those walls and barricades, because they are not friendly, that is for certain. They are not built for comfort, they are built to absolutely annihilate any part of your Formula 1 car. That is for certain. DRS wide open now for Risky Andy into turn 1. Is he going to get the run into turn 1? I don't think he's going to be close enough this time around. No, he is not. But I tell you, talking is difficult, really hard. It's one of the hardest things to do on the planet, is speaking normal English. Not close enough again. Isn't Risky Andy, I believe, to get the move done on Lager in front. So down the grid we are going to go, because we've got cars squabbling down the grid. James Mason now getting past VXR into turn 1. Great stuff there from the young man, trying to make up some positions after the race start. A little bit of a shocker in the first race for the AlphaTauri boys, but I'm sure they'll look to make the most out of the second race of the night. I can imagine. VXR now just looking to keep on the back of James Mason and get the DRS into turn 1. Let him pull him along throughout the remainder of this first race. We'll bring up some positions changed, is what we will do, because the front runners have very much maintained their starting positions. Mr. Plains in P1, Fresh Agent in P2, Storm Twister now falling back a little bit at 1.3 going into turn 13. DSL Senna maintaining his spot as well, but carrying a 5-second time penalty. That is not going to be good there for him. That is going to hurt him actually quite a bit. That's going to cost him at least 2 positions, it seems, down the grid. Lager up 1 in P5, but under pressure. Oh, Risky Andy! Getting a little bit of a love tap there with the wall. Has he got any damage? I do not know, because I can't see. Thank you. There we go. Any damage on the front of that Haas? No, there is not. These cars are built strong, like Russian Denk. Built absolutely to last, it seems. A big crash, well, big little love tap from his car there and not getting any damage, so things you love to see is that Haas not being put into a million pieces. DRS wide open now for Risky Andy. Now does he make the choice here? Does he stick behind now and get the run to the line, which is the way that I would go about things, I think, if I was in his position for him. We've got a Reading DNF down the grid here. We've got a oh Jesus H Christ! Big old crash going down the straight there, hopped on board. That is the worst time, it seems. Careful, boys. Yellow flag going into sector 3 down into turn 1. Got a few cars squabbled out on circuit, I believe. Turbo, absolutely. Yikes, Rooney hopped on board. That is the worst. You're making me jump like shit tonight. Jesus Christ, that is a big crash there from Turbo. And AJ seems as well getting caught up in that. Was indeed Reading the first car to crash throughout there, and then Turbo coming around the corner and meeting that car full force in that McLaren. I believe AJ got mixed up in that little shenanigans as well. Right on the corner, oh, the worst place. Just no chance to react through there whatsoever. Oh dear. Big old crash there. It's got no carbon fibre everywhere. Jesus wept. That was unbelievable. There was some theatrics going on there. I can assure you that. Hey, dear, so first race Dunskies for the evening. At the moment, it seems. Yes, it is. We've still got guys having a little bit of a scrap though, up and down the grid. We've got cars now pretty much going to be maintaining this throughout the last quarter of this race. James Mason may be getting a run on VXR here into the finish line. Not close enough, it seems. No, he is. Oh, almost so. Oh, careful. Oh, there's an Aston Martin there. Parked up. Car park there, sir. I can assure you that. That is not the place to park your Aston Martin. So that is it then for the first race of the night. Exotic Planes keeping P1, Fish Agent keeping P2, and Storm Twister P3. Lager, Risky Andy, DSL Senna making up P4, 5, and 6. Kurt Mishaw in the second half, P7. Dick Randine, P8. Abdi Delboy and Adam 836. Making up P9, 10, and 11. Mr. Cheese, Mr. Dairy in P12. James Mason 13, Sterling 14, One Kenny Jim P15, and Kingy in P16. That is the grid for the first race. Great stuff there. Moves being made and crashes to be had, it seems. Some carbon fibre going anywhere. 5 seconds for hitting the wall. It's a weird thing to get a penalty for. As there's apparently a Ferrari now just packed up. Enjoying the view, it seems, of the Azerbaijan circuit, all here around 10:30. Why not, I suppose. Well, that was pretty quiet for the majority. Then all of a sudden there was snippets of action and carbon fibre flying everywhere. There's a McLaren got absolutely imploded, it seems. That was a sight to see. That is for certain. So I believe we have a 5-minute break prior to the second race starting as well. Hey, dear me today. So, second race of the night. People have already read it up. No, we're going now, so apparently, because someone's read it up, Chief, so. That's pretty much what's that. I will not have a break to get my voice back. It's completely fine, boys. Don't you worry. Honestly, you do you, and you get your racing. Absolutely fine. So, unless my game was being funny, and no one's read it up, but I got the start clock down clock ping in my face. But if not, then good. Because a short break is always appreciated. So as I think it is 26 laps, I believe, for the second race of the evening. Which always brings its own little fun stuff towards it. Because now we've got pit stops. And naturally so. So we will keep an eye on that throughout the evening's proceedings. See how guys go about their tyre strategies throughout the night. I think the big one I think most drivers will be going for is maybe the hard to mediums. The soft tyres don't really wear up and hold up well around Baku, but the hards and the mediums feel quite alright, and more so the hard compound tyres. After the first lap and a half, they don't feel too bad. The first lap on them is horrendous. When those hard tyres are freezing cold, not fun. That is for certain. Excuse me. One momento. Ooh, there we go. Just had to clear the throat real quick there. So we'll be going in a minute, so at 1:30. is when we will get things up and running, as I press all the wrong buttons on my control pad, it seems. Bring up menus that I don't need to see. And then we will get this second race up and on the way. There we go, past. So as I mentioned earlier, no formation lap on either of the races. Usually we run a formation lap, but the formation lap has been extremely buggy throughout the last few races that we have ran. So we've opted to take it off. Rightly so as well, I believe, as we've got 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights out, and very much away we go for the second race of the evening. Delayed start as usual. Come on, game, catch up with me, please. There we go. The car's moving eventually. Jesus H. Christ. Risky Andy there getting a great start there. Has Risky Andy. Oh, contact me into turn 1. Big crash. Carnage into turn 1 there. Demo derby time, it seems. Into turn 1. Wreckfest Central. 1 car going around. 4 cars getting caught up in the drama. Not what you want to see into turn 1, but easily done. Oh, more carnage, more drama, more crashes into turn 2. Oh, watch out, Ferrari! Into the AlphaTauri he goes, nose to nose. Not what you want to happen there into turn 2. Is death, and more death. I can assure you that. Jesus Christ, Baku very much been Smaku Baku tonight, it seems, in the second race of the evening. Drama in lap 1. Cars getting tangled and caught up between each other. Again, easily done. It's a very tight circuit. Let's make sure we reiterate that point throughout the entire evening. Tight circuit, not much room to be had. All it takes, as we saw there into turn 1, is 1 car going round in the middle of a pack of cars, and then that is it. Constantina effect happens. Dominoes, baby. 1 car equals 2. 2 cars meet 3, and we've got a carbon fibre plethora all over the grid. And that is very much what we've just seen there. VSC though, nothing more, nothing less. Getting the cars back up and racing green flag conditions. Yes, we are up the grid. I'm going to go here with the pack leaders real quick. They got away nicely and cleanly. First agent maintaining a nice little healthy gap here through turn 1 and 2. Keep out of chat, please, James. We're not all children, sir. We know how to drive. Things happen. So we'll get rid of that real quick-o. Don't need drivers hopping in chat telling drivers how to drive. You're all more than capable to do so, matey. 1 crash on the evening doesn't make it an absolute nightmare. But Lager here getting a run on Risky Andy into turn 1. Things you love to see there is getting a massive amount of overspeed into turn 1. Almost let on the brakes there. Oh, getting a little bit shaken out of shape there. Was the Aston Martin. Those hard tyres not being very nice at the moment. A little bit on the colder side, it seems. Grip limited on the rear of that car. Another, is that a safety car or a Fiat? I'm going to assume that is a safety car because now a King is being crashed out somewhere. Was an absolute right round as well. Oh, we say to track. Careful, sir. That's silly. Silly. You've visited the track there, matey, with 4 cars coming through you. Stupid. Keep your eyes on circuit. You look at the game close to you there, chief mate, because there were 4 cars coming through you there, buddy. And that is not what we want. What we need to see happen is someone reset the track and then drivers have their race room because you can't wait 30 seconds to get back on circuit. Okay, come on boys, rules are in place for a reason. Not that difficult to follow them. Not that hard at all. VSC for the moment, it seems, as cars have been splattered into every wall and orifice on this circuit, it seems. Carbon fibre being splattered everywhere. Cars making love with all the barricades, it seems, throughout the lap 1 and 2 proceedings. So we'll bring up some positions change, because no doubt people have chopped and changed. So we're bringing that up, absolutely. There we go. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Nice. There we go. Yeah. So, green flag conditions again. So, cars are back racing. A 1.7 second gap to the car in P2 has fresh agent at the moment. Healthy gap, it seems, in P1. Lager in P3 very much under threat now from the car behind. I have brought up the wrong gizmos. It seems, there we go, interval is what I need to see how these cars and how close they are. Mishra making a move there, I believe, into turn 1 on someone. Twister around the outside into 1. Down the inside now does Twister into 2. Great driving there from both guys. In of all things I do love to see is side-by-side racing action with space given and respect shown. Yes, yes, and more yes. Under pressure now, though, from Mr. Plays behind in the... Around the outside, that door's always closing off there. Great move. Well, great little bit of awareness there, I should say, from Exotic Planes there, looking to not go around the outside. That door is always closing around the outside of turn 3. That door's never stayed open for long, and not for long, it was certainly shut very, very quickly. So, again, run into... Oh, brave boy, he's going to set it down there. No, not yet. Again, a little bit of patience is required around the Azerbaijan circuit. You can't be setting it down the inside into every corner. There's not space to be had. Mishra holding off for his life at the moment in P5. Giving now Twister a good chance now just to pull away, maintain a gap to the cars behind, and get up the back of Lager in P3. Yellow flag again throughout. Is that a McLaren? It's a turbo going backwards throughout the castle sector of the slab. Get that car turned around 3-point turn. There we go. That's the easier way to do it, is get reset onto track when it is safe to do so. That's the important part there, boys, when it is safe to do so. Keep that in mind for the future, please. AJ now in P12 on the back of VXR. Going to be in DRS range, I believe. Although, is it enabled, Judge? Because we've had 2 laps of VSC and we need 3 laps of green flag racing. Yes, it is. DRS is open for AJ into turn 1. 206 miles an hour, 208 miles an hour without dumping the battery there. Getting a massive amount of overspeed without dumping that battery. Things you'd love to see. Is AJ maybe going to be making some moves on the car in front? VXR get all kind of out of shape there, though, on the soft compound tire. Now getting a great run. Is AJ on the back of VXR here now, looking to maybe defend the outside line? Yes, he is. AJ with the overspeed down the inside into turn 3. Brave boy late on the brakes, late as he dares. Around the outside, can he hold it? No, look at contact made from VXR there on the wall. No damage picked up. No, it is not. The Alpine is all in shape still. Great move there from AJ, making his presence known throughout the second race of the evening. Love to see that. Del Boy now as well, looking to make some moves, some promising moves up the grid. Wonky Jim as well. Oh, Doughboy going in far too hot there into the castle. Oh, and two Mercedes making... Oh, no, lads, careful. Yellow flag into the castle section. I believe not what you want to see there is cars making contact and getting all kinds of tangled up there. Del Boy going in far too hot, yet being the one that has kind of got out of that scot-free, I believe, at the moment. Not too sure how Del Boy has got up in the front of the car behind there, going in far too hot. Was Del Boy there up into the back of one Canadian, very much compromising both Mercedes, Diesel Senna and VXR behind. Not what you want to see going into the castle section of this circuit. Again, Baku is a funny old little circuit. It really is. It prompts really good racing. It prompts hard racing. But it's such a technical circuit where the margin for error is so slim. That little bit of, just as we saw there, all it takes is going in a little bit too deep one time on that lap, and then that is it. Race compromised, lap over during qualifying, race over if you make damage, or get damage I should say, make damage. If you get some damage going into one of the walls, one of the many walls around this circuit, because they come at you thick and fast from every angle. So we've got I think it is a VSC, yes it was. DRS now re-enabled. Green flag conditions, yes, and more, yes. Things you love to see is green flags being waved, so the guys can get back up and running and back to racing. So the guys at the front of the pack, currently the closest on the circuit for the moment. So Twister now 2.5 tenths behind Kurt Mistro in the house. Oh, right round goes on Twister though in the Alpine. Got now to be careful, backing up there, bloody hell. Got to be as patient as he can be. Well done there from you, sir, making sure that car coming past you didn't get compromised by you turning that car around. GG's there to Storm Twister, doing it the right way and the correct way. But now that has very much freed up Kurt Mistro in P4 for the moment. No longer got pressure from the car behind. He was his closest competitor on circuit with Storm Twister sat in P5. He's a little bit further down the grid. So speaking of going down the grid, that is where we are going to go. We'll bring up some tyres, see how everyone's opted for the moment. So as I mentioned earlier, the hard tyre or the medium tyre are going to be the way to go throughout your first stint, I would imagine. So most grid have gone for the medium compound of tyre, barring two guys, Lager on the hards and VXR on the hards as well. And Wunkini, Jim and Turbo opting for the more aggressive route of things on the soft compound of tyre. Not really panned out for them as it could have done, it seems, but incidents up and down the grid are going to very much compromise your moves and your gains up and down the field when cars come together in front of you, because it's such a tight circuit. If one car goes off in front of you, you've not got much chance to react, not got much time to react to the car in front if they make a little bit of a doozy, and then it is very much in the hands of God to whether your car gets through whatever calamity is happening in front of you on grid. Speaking of calamity, Delboy looking to recover now from the calamity of the previous laps here behind One Kidney Jim. 5 attempts now is Delboy in the Rebel. We'll get off that real quick. We'll get away some of those gizmos, bring up the full screen, since we know which cars we are on board with for the moment. Now, round 2 it seems, into the castle part of this circuit. Nicely and cleanly through there this time around, almost pushing the McLaren through the castle it seems. As we mentioned earlier, that entry being a little bit widened, opting for cars to go through there a little bit faster than what they could in previous years. Although the sister team of the AlphaTauri here wanted to go around the outside. It's who's that? The little minx coming out of absolute nowhere. Cinderella. Oh, a little bit of contact made there, I believe, between the Red Bull and down the inside. That's never a move to be made. That is dumb, irrational, and absolutely silly from Cinderella there. That move is not. That move's never being made. That move is never being made. That car's never getting stopped. That position needs to be relinquished ASAP. You cannot maintain P10, sir, taking out a car like that. That is for certain. If we're a sporting lot here, which we are, Delboy should be getting back past you, sir, ASAP. That's a horrendous move, and that's not what we can do into there. Dive bomb, yes. Stupidity into an apex, absolutely not. Sterling now getting a mega run, it seems, on the Bossman into turn 1 here. Oh, very late on the brakes there, getting that car stopped in time to not make contact. I believe they're locking up the fronts. Oh, Delboy again, almost into the back of the Mercedes-Benz in front. I have no idea whether it's just the tow effect from the car in front under braking that is making the car a little bit harder to stop, where you would naturally start braking into some of the corner. I would imagine so, that it's just the tow from the car in front that is making these guys just getting a little bit hot, a little bit late on the brakes. Easy, chaps, easy, boys. Get those brakes hunkered on. Get that car stopped and slowed down in time. Sterling now 6/10 behind the boss man in P11 for the moment. Things you love to see. He's the closest man on circuit at the minute to a car in front. So we will keep aboard Sterling in the Mercedes-Benz, although Senna now almost catching Senefella in the AlphaTauri in front. I say almost catching, is catching very quickly in the wrapping it down the inside, maybe, no. Contact made there from Senefella into the wall there, losing out massively through this part of the circuit there. Almost a bit of contact made there as well from behind from Sterling, who's now massively compromised himself now to chase Senna into turn 1. Dolby as well behind, contact made again, boys. I'm not too sure if you've just forgotten how to brake tonight, chaps, but sheesh, come on now. Get that car slowed down. It's not rocket science. Your brake pedal's there for a reason. Get those cars slowed up and slowed down, chaps. You've not forgotten how to race over a week's proceedings. Come on now. Get that car slowed down. There'd be more contact made in the first 8 laps of this race than a league and a half of racing between all of you. So let's all rein it in a little bit, chaps. Get that brain back on the straight and narrow. Down the inside now goes Delboy into turn 1 there. Great move there. See, that's better. Late on the brakes, late as he dares. Getting that car stopped, getting that move made cleanly and efficiently in that Red Bull. That's what we love to see. That's what we are all here for. Watching this race, watching these guys on circuit. It's good racing, hard racing, yes, but fair racing nonetheless. That is exactly what we want to see from these guys on circuit. That is for certain. Now AJ making a move now on Cinderfella. It seems into turn 3. The things I love to see is AJ making moves, as I mentioned before. 7 lap old mediums currently chasing Del Boy. So up the grid we will go for the because I've just noticed Mr. Plains on the back of Risky Andy on the mediums as well, almost pushing him through Sector 3, I believe. Now I'm just going to tuck in behind, get DRS and absolutely fly by into turn 1. Although he's getting that close now at the moment, the DRS may not be needed. In fact, no, it is very much needed. Bradley now being dumped down the inside into turn 1. He goes, getting in front of the car. Jobs are good and back onto the racing line. Takes turn 1. Lovely stuff there from Exotic Players. Very much showcasing how to get by a car tonight quickly and cleanly and efficiently without any contact being made. Good stuff there from the guy sat now in P2. Down the grid I will go. Let's not miss some of this carnage and racing up and down the grid. AJ now, having to lift there. It seems going through the fast right-hander, easy to do. The understeer through there can be extremely deceiving. Overspeed, yes. Opts to turn off the battery into turn 1 there. Great stuff there from AJ, getting close enough to Del Boy to make the move stick. Down the inside he goes. Del Boy kind of half-ass fighting there into turn 1, but on the outside he thought to maybe hold it, but opted to say no and get out of that in one piece. Smart move there from Del Boy, but DRS now wide open for him coming into turn 3. AJ going down the inside route to defend. Del Boy the overspeed around the outside, maybe no. AJ late on the brakes there from AJ, but the move being made slightly down into turn 4 now. Down the inside goes Del Boy. A little bit of contact made there from AJ onto the wall. Damage picked up. No, the car is absolutely fine still. He's got back in front as AJ. No idea how he's managed to do that there, going around the outside and hitting the wall, but carrying enough speed through to maintain P11. Great stuff there from AJ and Del Boy through Sector 2. Going to be approaching Sector 3 now. Del Boy almost pushing the Mercedes now through into the castle section. He was very much nose to gearbox there, was the Red Bull of Del Boy. Coming through the last stages of the lap. All he's got done now is tuck in, getting behind that car and use the DRS into turn 1. Turbo now having a worldly of a time down the grid, it seems. The contact made there with him and the wall. I think AJ and Del Boy are the closest cars on circuit. Yes, they are. So we'll get rid of the gizmos. We'll get on board the cars. As Del Boy here is going to look up to size up a move on AJ, the SP laser guy in the Mercedes-Benz. Red Bull and Mercedes-Benz having a battle as usual, it seems. These two teams, very much can be nigh on inseparable, it seems, whether it's on the game or on the circuit IRL. Not close enough though, isn't Del Boy on this lap? And Alpine going out the pit exit here, awkward as chuff. Is the very much opted to get out of that. Has the Alpine, not too sure who that was. Getting out of the way there, going into turn 2. I think it was a Storm Twister. Mate Hughes, GG's for you there, buddy. The pit exit here at Baku is a tricky one. That is for certain. It throws you out at the worst part. It is really, really bad. Got to have your wits about you. That is for certain. Leaving the pit here at Azerbaijan. Mate, good to see you. I'm not even going to try pronounce your name there, Good Samaritan, because I will butcher that completely, and nor do I speak what I'm going to assume is Spanish. If I'm wrong there, that is entirely on me, and I sincerely apologise. But I do not speak Spanish, so I do not know what you typed to me there in chat. So Lager at 1.1 behind Kurt Mistro at the minute. I think Del Boy and AJ still being the closest cars on circuit at the moment. Yes, they are. So we'll keep on board this for the minute. See what happens with these two cars on circuit. Del Boy 7/10 behind AJ at the moment, so not really close enough to get a move done. Oh dear me! That's a big old shunt into the barrier there. Yellow flag boys into almost. No, two cars. Absolute murdered into the barricade there. Careful! Oh no, three cars into the one car of Del Boy there around the fast right-hander. That is not. How's he got a penalty for that? That's not his fault. What he meant to do. Careful there, but there's an Alpine and a Red Bull very much splattered everywhere on the grid. Cinefella, be careful there, buddy. There's an Alpine, maybe not clear yet, coming through here. Goodness, great! That Del Boy's Red Bull got almost sent over the barricade, over the barricade there. Yikes, why don't you all watch for yellow flags? What is wrong with you? Why are you all not watching out for yellow flags? It's unbelievable. Oh dear me. Very much. Two cars there being sent to the Shadow Realm and beyond. It seems there. Wowchers. Del Boy's Red Bull almost slipping over the fence. That was a heavy crash there from the Red Bull over Del Boy. That's got to be a full course safety car, surely. I'd believe, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. But anyway, yikes, Roonies. So, drivers now looking to pit, I would imagine. Yes, indeed. Get those mediums off. Lap 12 of 26. So the hard tyre would be the way that I would be going personally. Get on the hard compounded tyre and go until the end. As all the guys jump into the pit lane. Yes. Yeah, then we've got hard tyres up and down the field. So that has helped out some of the guys at the back of the grid with what went on with Del Boy and Storm Twister. I'm pretty sure Storm's life would have flashed before his eyes going through that part of the circuit. You don't get much chance of a warning when you go flying around there and you see a car in front of you. Not much chance to say, oh no. And that is very much what we saw there. One car being in the middle of the circuit and the next car not getting a chance to get the brakes on. Big shot there though, Jesus, where there was carbon fibre absolutely everywhere. So, let's bring up some gizmos. We'll bring up penalties for the moment. So, no one holding penalties, things that you love to see. So, positions gained and positions lost. Let's have a quick rundown of that real quick. Once I have a quick drink. There we go. So we've got Lager in P1, up 3 positions on the set of hard compound of tyres. Fresh Agent maintaining P2 for the moment, was leading the race throughout its entirety up upon the pit stop window. Well, I said his safety car, sorry, I should say. Which brought him into the pit for a new set of tyres. Mr. Plains down 2 in P3, Andy up 1, Kurt Mishra up 2, Dick Van Dien up 2 as well in P6, Adam up 4 in the Red Bull, DSL Senna down 2 spots in P8. AJ, one of the biggest gainers of the second race so far, up 9 positions. Great stuff there from AJ. Sterling, the Mercedes teammate, in P10, up 4 as well. Great stuff there from the Mercedes duo. Cinefella in P11, up 9. Redding up 7 in P12. VXR, Wonkin and Jim and Turbo making up P13, 14 and 15. VXR down 1, Wonkin and Jim up 1 and Turbo up 2 as well. So, with the lap being so long around this circuit under a safety car, it means the safety car usually isn't out for many laps. So all we're waiting for now really is for the pack to get regrouped and up the back of each other. So we've got Turbo, Wonkin Jim and VXR now coming through down into turn 1 very shortly. That are the cars to catch up. Got both Mercedes-Benz going to be on the back of the pack very shortly as well. The safety car just going through turn 3 and turn 4, I believe. Yes, they are. So once the pack gets all caught up, we'll be back under green flag conditions, which only means one thing: more racing. Things you love to see is more racing. Now the Aston Martin safety car in front being followed by the Aston Martin of Lager in P1. There you go. It's like it's fate, it seems. It's like fate has wielded it so for an Aston Martin to lead this race, one way, shape or form, for tonight. That Aston Martin looks absolutely gorgeous, I must say. Sounds phenomenal as well. Sounds very nice. So we got 3 cars at the moment looking to catch up to the back of the group. We got Turbo still, One Kidney Jim and VXR, I believe. No, Turbo is already caught up. In fact, I think it is One Kidney Jim, yes, who is waiting to catch up. So Baku are very much living up to its nickname throughout our community, which is Smacku Baku, because cars tend to get smacked around when they get put on circuit around here. It always claims victims, does Baku, that is for certain. I don't think I've ever faced, I don't think I've had a league race here where someone hasn't DNF'd. And I know we did a league race around here on simulation damage, and it was an absolute massacre, is all I will say about that. An absolute bloody massacre. So safety car out for the moment, voice break number 2 of the evening, woohoo. Safety car out for the minute. One Kidney Jim now coming through sector 3, so I would imagine this will be the last lap of the safety car proceedings. And then we'll be back underway, under green flag conditions, and all ready to go. I think, yep. Coming through sector 3 now is One Kidney Jim, lovely stuff. And there we go. I think we've only got one back marker for the session, which is Turbo, which is a lap down at the moment, I believe. On the grid we'll go. We'll get rid of the gizmos. We'll get off that camera angle, and we'll let the game just take us around as we get a good look at the Aston Martin safety car there. Yummy stuff. That is a very pretty car, that is for certain. Although I think I sway more towards the Mercedes-Benz that is a safety car. The Mercedes-Benz looks absolutely phenomenal. The safety car and the medical car that they have for Mercedes look absolutely outstanding. As a car man myself and a car fan, I am a big sucker for very loud, noisy cars, and that Mercedes-Benz is a very loud, obnoxious V8 that I love, and love. And if you don't like a grumbling V8, then you are absolutely not a car guy. Because every car guy loves a noisy V8, and you can't convince me otherwise. There we go, safety car in this lap. As I said, job's a good one. So, Lager now is El Paco leader. The Delta is now his to control, but you can't gain and then reduce speed. You have to maintain a healthy and safe speed until you decide to release yourself and get the racing back up and running. Naturally so, safety car has to peel away. I don't, honestly. No Spanish is here whatsoever. He has picked early as Lager here to go, absolutely full sending it off the rip, it seems. Around the outside goes exotic planes. No, he does not. There's not a car there. I thought there was a car on his inside. There wasn't. Dick Van Dien now getting a nice healthy, oh, massive crash at the back. Pile up. Stockpile of nothing but carbon fibre and racing cars into turn 1, it seems. Turn 1 seems to be the hardest corner to get through without somebody being murdered. It seems tonight turn 1 has been an absolute menace. 4 cars there, getting all kinds of tangled and caught up with each other at the back of the pack. I think you don't love to see. is more carbon fibre being thrown around everywhere. So Lager in P1 still getting all kind of sliding there, power slide of dreams it seems. Oh, down the inside now, does Fresh Agent goes that, oh, maybe so, not quite yet, no, keeping the nose interested though, keeping Lager very much on his toes there into the castle part we go. Very nicely through there is Exotic Plains in P3, Andy in P4, kept Mishra in the Haas P5, Dick Van Dien holding and maintaining P6 up 2, great stuff there. Down on grid we will go briefly, see who's close, who's not close. Sterling hounding the back of the Red Bull of Adam 836, yellow flag somewhere. It seems that a car going right round again. Yes, it is. Oh, look at a kiss there on the wall from One Kidney Jim. Very much pushing that McLaren to its limits. Oh, another tap there on the wall. These cars are taking a pounding. Tonight, it seems the lads are wanting to very much see how hard these cars can go into a wall and what is the extremes they can take being smashed into a barricade, I believe. Now, Lager very much under pressure here from two cars. Mr. Plane looking to go around the inside, the outside. Yes, no, maybe so, not too sure. Is the guy in the beefy Lager far too deep as Lager losing out there massively to two guys there into turn two. Oh, bang from the back. Was that was that a lag here? I'm not too sure there. If Mr. Planes went up the back of the Ferrari of Fresh Agent there in P1, but regardless, both boys getting through nicely and cleanly as Lager goes a little bit too hot there into turn one, losing out massively to the cars behind now. Just wants to get on, tuck in, find some rhythm and maintain where he is. Get a podium maybe for Lager upon his return to league racing. That would be great stuff there to see his Lager get on that podium spot. But these Haas boys, both Haas boys, are going to be looking to make sure that does not happen, it seems, for Lager at the moment. Down on grid we go. Sterling now almost pushing One Kidney Jim through turn 6 and 7. Oh, excuse me, I do apologise. Man's got a little bit. Oh, look, right round goes the Alfa Romeo. Careful, easy boys. A little bit of contact made there for another car. Car's going to be behind. Well, easy. Yellow flag, sector 2. Goes off there. Alfa Romeo boys getting out the way nicely. Lovely stuff there. Senna now getting another penalty, it seems, for a little bit of contact made there. At the moment, I don't know what it is with the pens tonight, with cars being hit, but as soon as a car is spun out right round and they get love tapped on the way through, they are picking up penalties left, right, and centre. Baku tonight has been absolutely with Jim. Oh, sorry, never mind. It was Jim getting to the penalty, not Senna. Good stuff there. Thank you, Snack. So Lager now pitting, going into. Is that a little bit of damage picked up from Lager? I am not too sure. We'll keep an eye on that. See if he changes a front wang or not. Are the guys out with a new wing? No. Ooh, okay. Bold strategy. Cotton onto the mediums. He goes from the outside, still into turn 1, I believe. DRS wide open. Not yet, but the battery being very much dumped into turn 1 from that Mercedes-Benz now, getting that move done nice and early onto the racing line. He goes. Lovely stuff there from Sterling in the Mercedes-Benz. Great stuff there. Love to see that is him making up some spots on the grid. Kept Mishra now in P4, the closest man on circuit to the car in front. I'm completely telling a lie. No, he is not. So we've got Adam in the Red Bull, 5/10 behind Sterling, and Sterling very much on the back of One Kidney Jim, it seems. So we will keep an eye on this for the moment, see if these guys can produce something magical throughout the remaining few laps of this Grand Prix. Baku taking victims left, right, and centre at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars DNF'd from the second race of the evening. The walls of the Baku very much claiming names and taking victims for the evening. Not good. Up and down the grid. But what is good though is Risky Andy now very much in striking distance of Mr. Planes in P2. 5/10 behind. DRS enabled yet. Yes, it is. So he's going to get DRS wide open here. Coming up the back of Exotic in P2. Not gaining enough though to get the move done. But keep close enough. Keep tightly enough to the car in front. And you've got a move there to make into turn 3. That is what it is all about. If you can't get it done once, give yourself the best chance to get it done maybe on the second time. Great exit there though from Plains in P2. Gets a run out of turn 2 there, like you wouldn't believe. Very much controlling the traction of the rears there. Great stuff there from the Williams in P2. Both Hasses looking racy as ever in the last stages of this race. As Snacks mentioned there in chat, the constructors looking very good for Haas at the moment. Yes, we are 2 races in, so it's a little bit early to tell how it's all going to pan out. But both Haas boys having a good, decent showing throughout both races. Things you love to see is a team of drivers clicking, getting on and doing well from both drivers. Good stuff there. But falling back a little bit now is Risky Andy to Mr. Plains in P2, and he's gaining now on Fresh Agent in P1, 8/10 behind now to the guy in P1, very much in DRS range if he can maintain this 1 second deficit into the DRS detection point, which he's going to do, it seems like. Now 7/10 behind the Ferrari in front, with a lot of battery to deploy, I may add, but the car in front has a lot of battery to deploy as well in the art of defence. So we'll keep an eye on the car behind here from the rear wing of the Ferrari. See how fast he closes up, how much battery he's dumping. I don't think he's dumping that much. No, he is not. Opting just to get in behind here, tuck in behind, save that battery for when he needs to, and make the move stick when he's confident in doing so. Speaking of moves being stuck, Lager now getting a juicy slingshot here from the AlphaTauri of Sinefella now into turn 1. These 2 guys are going to go, getting that move done nice and early has Lager on the fresh set of medium tyres. Ball strategy there from Lager to opt to pit, get off those hards and onto the faster medium compound of tyre. We'll see if he can make some moves, make some gains up the grid on the faster tyre of the lot at the moment. Haas boys still very much neck and neck between themselves, and Exotic Plains now and Fresh Agent having a good old little scrap and a ding dong, it seems, further up the grid. Now we've got a yellow flag down the grid. Is that a Wonkini Jim? No, it was a Turbo, I believe. Maybe getting out of the way of the car. I am not too sure. But up the grid we are going to go. As Mr. Plains here has fallen out of DRS here massively. 2 seconds now to the car in front. It seems, not too sure what's happened there, if he's made a little bit of a mistake through the middle sectors of this race. Lost out massively now, 1.1 behind for the guy in P2. Kept Mishra now in P3, maintaining a nice healthy gap. Got past his teammate as well, it seems, but now we've got a safety car, I believe. Oh, lap 19 and a very late safety car. So do you opt to go in on a set of softs, try to keep as much life in that soft tyre under safety car, and then have the fastest tyre that you can get for the last few laps? I think that would be the way that I'm going personally, which is the way the front runners are going as well. First Agent onto the soft compound tyre. Mr. Plains as well, I would imagine, yes, onto the soft tyres also. Well, we'll bring up the tyres actually whilst we are here. There we go. The late safety car. So this could make things very interesting here in the last, well, it's going to be about 4 laps of racing around the circuit tonight, and somehow Fresh Agent's pit crew wasn't as fast as Mr. Plains' pit crew in the Williams there. The Williams boys doing him an absolute worldie of a favour there, getting him jumped in the pit box. Whether Fresh Agent got a little bit of traffic upon release, I am not too sure, but he has very much jumped him there. Oh, Sterling! Naughty boy! 5-second time penalty for Sterling speeding in the pit lane. You know, I'm not even going to make up any excuses for you there, because Baku is one of the, you've got such a run into the pit entry, you've got no reason to get that car not slowed down. Tut Tut. That's going to massively hurt now in the last few laps of this race. 5 seconds when the pack's all nicely and split up, not too bad, but 5 seconds when we're going to be restarting after a safety car, that could really hurt. That could be the difference now between him getting points and him falling out of the points. That is for certain. So, Risky Andy opting to stay out and take the position on circuit rather than taking a new set of tyres. Extremely brave is what that is. Very much backing himself on the hard tyres to maybe get a gap and try and pull away a little bit. Get that hard tyre reset up to temperature and try hold Mr. Plains and Fresh Agent behind for at least 4 laps, which, if my maths is correct, which I wouldn't trust my maths with anything, but I think we are going to get 1 lap of DRS, I believe, if the pack gets all caught up now, which it looks like it is going to do so looking at my track map. It should be safety car in maybe on this lap, and then 1 lap of DRS, I believe, at the end of the race, as we've got Sterling going into the pit lane, serving his penalty and getting a fresh set of softs put on his car. Smart move there, I believe, from Sterling. Now giving himself all the chance in the world to get back up into the points on the faster tyre without the 5-second burden lingering over his head. Smart choice there from the Mercedes-Benz. Things you love to see. Is a little bit of driving IQ. Noise, and noise. So everyone, barring 3 cars, opting to pit. So we've got Turbo on the hard tyres at the back of the field, Risky Andy at the top of the back on the hard compound tyres, and One Kiddie Jim opting for a set of mediums, which is an interesting call, but I know he used a fresh set at the start of the race, and I don't know whether you carry over any tyre from short qualifying into any of the races, so whether or not he was just out of softs to use, or would just rather have the mediums on. You never know. Every driver has a preference. So the question is, it safety car in this lap? I would imagine it will be called in 3, 2, 1 if it is, and it is not. Okay. So we've got 1 more lap of the safety car with the car at the back of the grid catching up. As a DSL Senna currently trying to catch the back of the pack. So 1 more lap of safety car proceedings, and then we will not have any DRS assistance for the remainder of the race. I think, if my F1 rules holds me strong, I think it is 3 laps, I believe, after a safety car, 2 laps of racing, and it is activated on the 3rd lap of green flag conditions. I could be wrong there, but I think that is the case. So if it does come in this lap, we might get 1 lap of DRS. We shall see how that goes throughout the remainder of this session. And if you're new here and watching here for the first time at the DSL Racing League channel, make sure to look up in the About Me page on the channel for all the links and the good stuff. We've got the Facebook page there, the Discord, and the Twitter, I believe. If you want to get involved with the lads, get involved with the racing, the lobbies that we run, all that good fun stuff, get involved, get in the Discord, get on the Facebook page, don't miss anything, all that jazz. And all that jazz. So that is very much pack, all neatly packed up now. Yes, it is. Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Sandman. There we go. Yes, it is. Oh. God, I'm ready. So this very much should be safety car in this lap. I'd be very surprised if it is not. But it should be, and then we will keep a very vigilant eye into turn 1, as we have seen 3 times tonight already. Turn 1 is a fucking menace, apparently, for cars to get through there quickly and cleanly. So as we mentioned earlier, P1 now becomes El Safety Caro. We'll keep an eye on him. See when Whiskey Andy picks a gap and absolutely sends it. Now he's in for a very hard time here. Everyone behind him on a fresh set of soft compound tyre. For all that you know that are racing fans here, soft tyre equals I've got some go-go juice and I'm gonna fucking use it. And the guys behind now are very much gonna be as quick as they can be throughout this entirety of the session. Fuel is going to be low, the car is going to be light, and those soft tyres are going to be absolutely rapid. Oh, is that a crash made at the back? I think that I've missed out on again. I'm not too sure. Oh, 3 wide there into turn 2, getting on board DSL Centre there. As 3 cars almost try going 3 wide into turn 2. That's never going to work, I can promise you that. Mr. Plays now down the inside on that soft compound tyre. Fresh Agent now around the outside, I believe, of Whiskey Andy. Not quite yet. No, not yet. But Kurt Meacham now getting involved on the fight at the front of the grid. Dick Van Dien now as well, nicely tucked in behind Kurt Meacham. Excuse me, almost choking on oxygen. The irony in that is beyond belief. But the soft compound tyre now going to be the... Oh, get out of that, Kurt Mushro. GG's, buddy. Goodness gracious me. Well done there, sir. Getting out of that braking zone, knowing that was too hot and getting that car moved out the way very quickly. Good reactions there from Kurt Mushro in the house. Massive GG's there, buddy. Well, my life flash, like, in front of my eyes there. That was obscene. Jesus, wait, voice break of the night there. That's number 3, I believe, for the evening's proceedings. Is my voice breaking and giving out on me as this race unfolds. So Mr. Player's got that move done nice and early. Fresh Agent now in that Ferrari wants to make this move done as quickly as he can so he can get back on chasing the guy in P1. And he's going to get a run here into turn 1 like you wouldn't believe. Battery being absolutely dumped. That soft compound tyre is going to be the grippiest of grippage. That is not a racing terminology, or is it a racing term of phrase, but I'm using it, don't at me. Into turn 1, these guys go around the outside, maybe Whiskey Andy though, defending very well, using the battery to its fullest. Kurt Mushron now on the back of his teammate. Will team orders be deployed? Oh, God, that made there! On the inside wall there, doing very well as Kurt Mushron to get out of that and not have any contact made with his teammate. Dick Van Dien though, sneaking through very nicely. Indy getting the most out of that. Defending very hardly is Whiskey Andy. Oh, a little contact made there between 2 cars into turn 3. Nothing damaged though, and cars getting through. Oh, send it, baby! Into turn 4. Great move there from Kurt Mishra. Woohoo, great stuff from the Haas there. Car going right round Dick Van Dien, I believe. Little bit of contact made there into turn 4. Not too sure if that was Kurt Mishra or a car coming through behind him, but a little bit of contact made there, I believe, getting that car spun right round. Baby, right round as he sent it into turn 4. I missed the contact made there, so not too sure whether Dick Van Dien just caught the back end of Kurt Mishra's Haas there after the move was made and finished. But great stuff there from both Haas boys. Again, these Haas lads are racing very well indeed after round 1 and round 2, getting points up and down the field from both drivers. Things you do love to see is a team of 2 working well, communicating well and getting points, optimizing the most points for both drivers. Great stuff there from Kurt Mishra, very much living a life of a cat on this first lap of the safety car restart, it seems. Got out of it into turn 6, very much saved his skin there, getting out of that braking zone. and then getting the move done and getting that move stuck into turn 4. Is that a one Jim retired on circuit, I believe, further down the grid? Yes, that's a weird place to crash your car, sir. I can promise you that. Not seen a car crash there ever, I believe. I don't think that's a very weird place to crash out your car into Sector 3. Nevertheless, I digress, as we've got cars here still on circuit, making the most of the fresher soft compound tyre. Lager now up the gearbox of Risky Andy. Mr. Cheese as well. Cars being made, moves being made, sorry, at the back of the grid. AJ getting a nice little run here around the outside of the Red. That Red Bull being absolutely swamped, it seems, into turn 4. Again, 3 cars, very much don't go into one, boys. I can assure you that more so around the streets of, but down the inside goes AJ, switch back maybe on the run of the Red Bull, not quite yet. A little bit of wheel banging made to be made there through turn 5, a little bit testy from both guys, able to get the move done and getting the move stuck, I believe. First Agent got a DC there. That is not what you want to see from the Ferrari in P3. Very much compromising his run now, as he was in P2, I think he was, before the disconnect. That's a really unfortunate circumstance there for the guy in P2. Not what you want to see is this game and its servers being absolute dog shit and it ruining the guys' race on circuit. I hate that with a passion. This game absolutely fucking sucks. It's not a good one, it's really not. But I digress. Down the grid we will go here as cars up and down the field are very much fighting and slugging it out for positions, it seems, up and down the field. Senna getting a run now on Mr. Dairily Dunkable. Is he a cheddar? I do not know. I'll find out after the race. DRS wide open, I believe. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Battery being dumped there into turn 1. We'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that delta. As Lager is looking to make some moves now on Risky Andy. It seems that risk not paying off for Risky Andy, saying out on the hard compound of tyre. I told you it was brave and it was bold. Not quite as beautiful as it seems for the Haas in P4. Lager now just tucking in nicely behind, not doing anything stupid. Mr. Bossman Senna getting the move done on VXR into turn 3. Nice and a little bit deep there though from Senna. Getting hot on the brakes there, getting off the brakes early enough to get that car stopped. It seems there's a yellow flag. Oh no, Sterling has lost the car. Contact made between him and the between him and the wall, losing the front wing, I believe. Yes, both end plates on the front of that Mercedes-Benz. That's going to be an absolute nightmare. It was AJ, not Sterling. Jesus bloody H Christ. It was a Mercedes-Benz. Get off my case, you little Dutchman. It was a Mercedes-Benz, and that's all that matters. Moves been made down the grid, I believe. Yes, there is a Senna now in the wall as well. The last one having an absolute mare, I believe, on the circuit tonight. It's been an absolute nightmare for some guys on the grid tonight. Every wall you can imagine has been made contact with by some form of F1 car tonight, it seems. There's been contact made between every barricade on this circuit. Now Andy getting the run of his teammate here into turn 1, I believe. DRS wide open, battery being dumped around the outside. Maybe no more here, it seems, into turn 1. There we go. Race is actually over. Not getting that move done before the line. Jesus bloody well, that was something to behold throughout the majority of that race, as cars were, oh goodness, being thrown to us. Who's pitting? Who's hopped into the pit lane? It's checkered flag. I was going to pits. I'm not too sure why you're boxing there, Chief, but race is over. That race is finito. Jesus. Bloody H Christ. Yikes. Yikes-a-roonies. What a drama fuel that was. I saw it first time, Snacks, mate. Well, actually, little fingers, Chief. Can a man breathe? Can a man finish his sentence off real quick before I answer your question? Before I just ignore you out of pettiness. Jesus H Christ, man. I'm just finishing 34 laps of commentary and I'm not got around to answering your flipping question yet. So that is it for the racing proceedings of tonight. I will give you an update of the grid once it comes up. Let Agent back through, mate. Huge GG's currently, buddy. Massive GG's there, mate. A little bit of sportsmanship shown. Things you love to see. So, Mr. Plains P1, Fresh Agent P2, Kurt Mistro P3, as we just saw there, letting him back through after he got a very, very late DC from the lobby, so he maintained his P2 position. Great stuff there. Whisker Andy P4, Lager VXR, and some Twitter making up P5, 6, and 7. Sterling P8. Mr. Senna P9, and Adam 836 P10. Making up the top 10 of the grid. Great stuff there from the guys up and down the field. Very much a mixed bag of good racing, hard racing, some daft moves being made, that is for certain, and some smaku Baku goodness, which is these walls being brutal up and down the grid. That is for certain. This circuit is unforgiving as it comes. It is. It's an absolute mare sometimes around here. Right, so, well, usually at the end of the race, we will do a short interview with the drivers, which we did last week. What I'm going to ask, boys, if you wouldn't mind, is if we skip the short interviews for this evening, because my throat is absolutely killing, for starters. So the sooner I get off this mic to go get some water and just get my voice back, the sooner we can all go back and chill. Thank you, boys. I appreciate you all in understanding, because my throat is absolutely wrecking. So that is going to be all from my side of things, from the DSL racing side of things. More so for the sprint race, well, the sprint league, I should say. We are back next week, the same time, same place, for round 3, which I believe is Silverstone. Could be completely wrong there and talking out my ass, but I think it is Silverstone next week for round 3. Great circuit, always makes and prompts great racing around circuit, so looking forward to that. I have been your host for the evening and your commentator for the race, Hanson 46 2931. Can't forget the rest of the numbers in my gamer tag. It's been a pleasure as always, never a chore. And I will catch all of your lovely faces back here next week for more racing action. Again, apologies for not doing the post-race talks. Throat is hurting, mind is tired. So I will get back on those next week. That is for certain. But for now, have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend when it rolls round. And I'll catch you all next week. GG's and bye for now.